Hello there, everybody. It is Swacer back again today. Welcome. We are honored that you have joined us. We're going to be talking about the last episode of Star Wars The Bad Batch, Episode 12, Rescue on Ryloth. This is going to be a breakdown / review for the episode. So, if you haven't seen it yet, spoiler warning, of course. Let's get right to it, guys. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'm not going to waste your time going over the basic plot of the episode. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you've already seen the episode, so you don't need me to break down every last detail. But, essentially, Hera needs help rescuing her parents from the Empire, so she contacts the Bad Batch for some help, and after some persuasion, they agree to do so. Now, what I mainly want to talk about is this guy, Clone Captain Hauser. We've only seen him for 2 episodes so far, and I would already put him at the same level with Captain Rex in 5s. He is just that awesome. Last episode, everybody was speculating that maybe he was a good guy, that he had taken out his inhibitor chip, because he was a little bit more sympathetic than the rest of the clones. He was questioning orders, and he was definitely showing more personality and emotion. Well, this episode confirms that he is in fact a good guy, but it is not because he has taken out his inhibitor chip. But he is such a good guy that he completely defects from the Empire, and he helps rescue Hera's parents and the rest of the Twi'leks. Now this raises several questions, because if he hasn't removed his inhibitor chip, how is he able to resist the orders that is given to him by the Empire? Not only that, but he's able to get other clones to join him, as he confronts them and he goes, "Brothers, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? This is wrong. This is not who we are." Now, it isn't all the clones that join him, but some of them do, and I have several theories. Okay, so the first and most likely option is that some of the clones' inhibitor chips are just losing their effectiveness over time. And the reason I say some is because I don't think all of the clones are going to have the same issue, because we do know that a decent amount of the clones continued to serve the Empire for well longer than a couple of months after the events of Order 66. I don't know the exact time frame that we're at right now in the Bad Batch, but I do not expect all of the clones to just miraculously stop obeying orders. Now, the second theory that I have is a little bit more out there, but in a past video, I speculated that the Kaminoans are going to rebel against the Empire, and that they're going to be able to bring some of the clones with them to have a clone uprising. Now, why it wouldn't be all the clones, I'm not quite sure, but what if the Kaminoans are pulling all these strings from behind the scenes? What if they have a manual override for some of the clones' inhibitor chips that they can use from a distance? Now again, I'm not sure why the Kaminoans would only be able to use this failsafe on some of the clones, but it was just an idea that I had. Either way, I really hope this question is answered, because I definitely want to know what's going on with Hauser's inhibitor chips and the men that followed him as well. Also, I was really relieved and happy that he was not killed off in this episode. I thought for sure that Crosshair was just going to bop him right in the dome, but him and his men were just arrested. Now, anything could happen after he was arrested. I really hope that we get to see him again in the future, though. Also, I was a little bit confused that Hunter did not care to mention anything about the inhibitor chips and how to remove them to Clone Captain Hauser. I feel like that would have been some really good information to share. Nonetheless, Hunter does look back at Hauser before he, saves the day, and I think in that moment, Hunter realizes that the clones are not all gone, and that there is a way that we can still save them. They're still good at heart, and I think that might become the Bad Batch's main goal moving forward. I am still nervous for Captain Hauser, though. Even though he was arrested, I do think he might still be killed off, and I do not want that to happen, but we got Admiral Rampart over here who just clearly does not like Captain Hauser, and especially after his treasonous event in this episode, I would not be surprised if Admiral Rampart takes out some rage on Captain Hauser. I don't want that to happen, but I'm nervous that it will. Anyways, moving on to the end of the episode, the Syndulla family is saved by the Bad Batch. They do not accept payment. Also, I just want to say, I was almost certain that Hera's mother, Alini, I think her name is, I was certain that she was going to die this episode, especially after she, faced down Admiral Rampart and said, "I prefer to be your enemy," which was an amazing line, by the way. But the fact that she survived this episode was a very big surprise to me. Okay, now I just want to talk about a couple of moments from the episode that I really enjoyed. As soon as I saw Chopper start to approach that astromech from behind, I was like, come on, do it, Chopper, destroy the droid, destroy him. Now, I don't like watching astromechs get destroyed, but when Chopper does it, it's just funny. I cheered and just started laughing out loud when it happened. It was like, there he is. There's our good old-fashioned war criminal Chopper. It was amazing. Also, the moment where Omega tells Gonki that, "Don't worry, we're defective too," I thought that was so adorable. It was so cute. Also, just an overall highlight about this episode, I really liked all the interactions between Omega and Hera. Sometimes with kid scenes, it can be a little bit cringy, but I thought all of these were really heartfelt and really well done, especially when Omega was talking about how the Bad Batch is her brothers, and then when you realize that Hera once had a brother that died when he was really young. I thought it was amazing. Also, another major highlight of this episode was Admiral Rampart. In the beginning of the series, I did not think much of him. I thought he was just another generic Imperial character that was just going to serve some basic storyline purpose. But this episode really started to shine some light on his character. He is intimidating. He is scary. Especially that last scene of the episode, just absolute chills. He's shaping up to be a pretty formidable villain. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode. Easily a 9 out of 10, and I really liked how it had like that Clone Wars vibe where we had 2 episodes focusing on the same story. It was like a mini arc almost. Alright, well that's going to do it for this video, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, definitely leave a like, drop a comment. I would love to know what you guys thought about the episode. And as always, stay tuned for more Star Wars content, and may the Force be with you all. Always.